Now let's go over our JPY pairs. Just like AUD, JPY had big spikes last week on Thursday, so we can expect big rejection candles on weekly time frames. If we zoom in on daily time frame, we can see that this pair broke our rejection zone in red last week and our objective trend line in brown with a big momentum candle. So we are overall bearish on this one. And if we zoom to lower time frames like H1, we can see that this pair is in the middle of nowhere, so we are waiting for it to reach one of our zones, the red one or our gray one, to look for potential setups and entries. So for example, now we are waiting this pair to get to our red zone and create a new red dot, so to consider it our last swing standing and enter on its break upward if it breaks above our red zone, or we look for a continuation setup, a trend following one, like if we got an objective pattern right here. Now CAD JPY, just like all JPY pairs, we've got a big rejection candle on weekly time frame, rejecting that demand area here on weekly and this objective support zone on daily. If we zoom out on daily, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, a very good one. If we zoom in, you can see that on Friday we've got a big momentum candle with no wick from the upper side, engulfing the previous 3 candles. So we have a shift in momentum here. Price was falling down aggressively, and then the bulls are taking control now. And as you can see, we've got a setup here that hit our take profit last week, so we don't have any objective setup yet. We zoom into H4, we can see a divergence forming right now. It's not complete yet. And if we zoom to H1, we can't see any objective pattern. We can only draw 2 dots here and only 2 dots here. So maybe we will wait for a third touch on this trend line here and maybe some rejection, and then we can jump in right here. Or we can find a objective continuation setup right here. When it gets near our trend line, we can find a continuation pattern like that. Now we have NZD JPY. We always check our weekly time frame first. As you can see, we have a big rejection candle here rejecting our demand zone on weekly time frame and objective support zone in red. As you can see on daily, many dots, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, a very strong one here. We also have a big momentum candle closing back above our red zone here, showing that the bulls are taking control here, which is also a retest of this objective channel in blue. As you can see, a big retest. If we zoom into H4, we can see that we've got a trade last week that hit our TP, so let's delete it. So we don't have any objective setup for now. Let's zoom into H1. We don't have any objective trend line, we only have this one, so we are waiting for a third touch here and then a break, or we can also find a continuation pattern for this trend line right here. Our last JPY pair is AUD JPY. We also have a big rejection candle rejecting that demand area here, and on daily time frame we have a big momentum candle formed on Friday. Don't have anything else. On H4 we only can draw this line here, which is not completed yet. On H1 we can draw only this one as well, but not completed yet, so we are waiting for AUD JPY to form an objective setup. We'll wait for it to get right here, which is a third touch for this trend line and retest of this rejection zone on daily, and let's see what happens. Now let's go over our euro pairs. Here we have Euro NZD. If you can check the weekly time frame, you can see a big rejection here, which is a rejection on a objective resistance area found on daily time frame 1, 2, 3, 4. If we zoom into H4 time frame, we can see that We've got a 1 histogram divergence here. MACD is making lower highs while price is making higher highs. We closed our buy trade here around here because of that big wick on Thursday morning at around plus 1 hour. If we zoom into H1 time frame, we see that we can't draw any objective line as we can only connect 2 dots here. So we don't have any objective setup for now, so let's wait on this one. Euro AUD, if we go over our weekly time frame, we can see a big rejection candle at a strong supply area in blue, which is also an objective rejection zone on daily, 1, 2, 3 touches. And we also have a big momentum candle pushing price down, means that the bears are aggressive now. If we zoom into H4, we can't see any objective setup, so we zoom into H1, we can see a divergence and an objective trend line, 1, 2, 3 touches, and with our last swing standing already broken here. So for now we'll wait for a retest around here so we can jump in on this one. So 1 confluence, 2 confluences, and we've got a rejection area, which is our 3rd confluence. Euro JPY, we have a big rejection candle on daily sitting on our red zone. If you can see on daily, price broke below it, so for now we are bearish on this one. We could enter a trade here because of this 1, 2, 3 objective trend line. Here's our last swing standing, but I personally didn't enter because the stop loss is huge, as you can see here. So let's read this one. And on the H4 time frame, we can see a head and shoulders, head, left shoulder and right shoulder with its neckline objective 1, 1, 2, 3 touches, our red trend line. We could enter our trade here and it would hit our TP last week, but I personally did enter. I prefer to enter long on this one as it's sitting on a strong support area in red. So now we are waiting for a retest on this one to look for short opportunities around here, or if it breaks above this trend line and our zone again, we will then look for long opportunities around here. So let's wait on this one as well. Euro CHF, we have a big rejection candle on weekly time frame as well. I've been waiting for this one to get to this red area here, found objectively on daily time frame. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a very strong zone. And if we zoom to H4 time frame, we can see like a channel is forming right here, objectively 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and a divergence is forming as well. It's not complete yet. We're waiting for the MACD to cross our 0 line, and our entry would be a break above this, our last swing standing, unless we've got another red dot around here. EuroCAD, we have a big momentum candle on weekly, as you can see, a very strong one, as we don't have a wick from the downside. On daily time frame, you can see it's retesting this rejection area in blue, found objectively 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, a very strong one. On H4 time frame, we have this objective trend line in red and this one in blue. So we're waiting for the price to get around here to find long opportunities, as we already have 2 confluences around here. If you can see, we have a very strong supply here and on H4. So if we zoom into H1, we can see we have a double top around this area and a divergence. So 1 confluence, 2 and 3 confluences. We could have entered here and it would probably hit our TP. Yes, it did. So now we are waiting on this one to get around here to look for long opportunities. Our last euro pair is Euro GBP. On weekly time frame, we have a rejection candle, a very long wick from the upper side, rejecting this supply zone on weekly and daily time frame. We also have a big rejection candle on daily. If we zoom into H4, we can see a divergence and a trio retest, 1 line, 2nd line and 3rd line right here, 0.91, which is also our supply zone right here. If we zoom in, we can see a triple top also, 1, 2, 3. So our entry would be the last swing standing break of this objective trend line and triple top. So here we've got first confluence is our supply zone, second one is our trio retest, third one is this objective trend line and triple top pattern. We also have a divergence, so a very strong setup. I've been waiting for this one for a while now. So now we are waiting for a candle close below our last swing standing to jump in on this one. Now let's start with our GBP pairs. Our first one is GBP AUD. On the weekly time frame we have a rejection candle. As you can see, a very big wick from the upper side. On daily time frame we have a rejection candle and a momentum candle. As you can see, we don't have any wicks from the downside. A very strong one showing shift in momentum. On H4 time frame we have a 1 histogram divergence, and on H1 we had this entry opportunity 2 weeks ago and it hit our TP last week, so let's delete it. Now we have this setup, a 1, 2, 3 objective trend line with a divergence on H1 and on H4, and we have this rejection candle and momentum one on daily. So we have enough confluence to think short on this one. Now we will wait for a small retest around here to jump on this one. Next we have GBP JPY. On weekly time frame we have a big rejection candle just like any JPY pairs. On daily time frame we have this momentum candle engulfing the previous one, which is a rejection one as well. On H4 we don't have any objective setup yet, but since GBP JPY broke this zone downwards, so we are bearish on this one for now. On H1 we've got this objective channel as you can see in red, so we are waiting. For now we have this setup. If we had a candle close above this last swing standing we can buy this one, but for now let's wait and see what happens here around this zone. GBP NZD. On weekly time frame we have this reversal candlestick pattern. As you can see, the wick is longer from the upper side and we have a 1 histogram divergence. On daily time frame price is now rejecting this rejection zone in blue and this objective trend line in brown. As you can see, it's a very strong zone here, many touches around here and here as well. On H4 time frame we could have entered our trade here because of this trend line and the divergence, so now we are setting around entry on this one, so let's delete this one. On H1 we've got a head and shoulders on our rejection zone and a divergence as well. So 1 confluence, 2, and the zone is just our third confluence. So now we are waiting for a break below this last swing standing to sell this one and close our buy around entry if this sell one is activated. How about GBP CHF? We have a rejection candle here. As you can see, very long wick from the downside rejecting this zone found on daily objectively. As you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches, very strong one. We also have a divergence forming on daily, not completed yet. On H4 we've got like a trio retest here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 touches, a very strong one, and this orange one, 1, 2, 3. So a trio retest with the 1.23. On H1 time frame we've got this very strong objective trend line in red, so now we are waiting for a candlestick above this last swing standing to enter long on this one, because we have the trio retest on H4, the divergence still forming, but we have a divergence, and we've got a big rejection candlestick on weekly time frame. Now let's check GBP CAD. On weekly time frame we have a big momentum candle engulfing the previous one, pushing price lower. So for now this pair is bearish. On daily time frame price is setting below this rejection blue zone, so we are only looking for short opportunities around here until it gets around this zone. On H4 time frame, as you can see, we have a 1 histogram divergence around here, rejecting it and closing back inside the blue area. So for now it's sitting in the middle of nowhere, and we've got nothing on this pair for now, so we're waiting for selling opportunities around here and long ones around here. That's it for our first weekly overview as a video. Hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, we've got many good opportunities. Do not worry if you miss some of them. It's always about quality and not quantity, and 1 or 2 good trades are enough per week for a healthy account growth. Wish you a fruitful trading week. Be safe.